surging across the Pacific at between 500 and 600 miles per hour, and all of a sudden it slams onto the coastline and gets squeezed right through that narrow area. Well, that really gives it a lot more energy, and that's what we've seen today, and that's why it's torn some of those boats off their moorings, caused some damage there as well. We continue to see that now. We don't want to let our guard down just yet. Every time we think maybe this was the last wave, we see that water recede again, only to surge back on shore. So, folks, if you're headed out toward the coastline, I would wait just a little bit, watch it from the comfort at home. Of course, I'm sure some of these fishermen are watching the boats. They can't probably wait to get down there to see if they can fix some of the damage that might have been done, to see if anything's been done to their boats.
Yeah, I mean, it's, as you said, it's very fascinating for people who are really into weather to watch it from the safety of a TV screen. But it's been a pretty sad day, unfortunately, for people who are there, who are boat owners. They've been a lot of them have actually been standing by watching this all play out there along the harbor. Let's go out to Len Ramirez now. He has been standing by there live. He's been talking to some boat owners. Len, what is the latest from there, from what you're seeing?
Well, people are absolutely sobbing. People are in tears watching their beloved craft just get tossed around like toys in this harbor. I just witnessed one of the surges that it came back and forth, and when it goes back out to sea, it goes back with a vengeance. It really, this last one lifted up all the boats, and so the ones that were free just started going down the channel very quickly, probably at least maybe 10, 15 miles per hour straight into the bridge. There, I was witnessing a sailboat with a tall mast just hit the trestle of the bridge, and there's a crowd of people here, and everyone is just kind of yelling out, oh, that kind of a collective sigh as this craft just gets tossed around. Right now it's going back inland, the boats are, and in a few minutes, if this continues, they're going to slam back against the bridge abutments here. So just a devastating situation. It's almost like a slow-motion torture for some of these boat owners watching, these crafts. Some of them live on the boat. Some of them have invested, their life savings into these boats. And it's really hard for them to watch, hard for them to go through this right now. Just a lot of debris in the water right now. There's broken piers. There's exposed pipeline. There's, things floating that you don't know what they are. It's just, it's pretty much a mess right now in the water, and this thing shows no sign of letting up. We'll see what continues to happen, but it's a very, very low tide right now. So I imagine we're going to have another one of these, up and back motions of the water, and it's really going to be devastating again. So we'll just stand by and continue to report.
And if some of those boat owners, have they been able to get into the water or get close to kind of tie some of this down? I know there's
a few of them that have been able to, but there's now yellow caution tape all around the pier. The biggest concern right now is loss of life. They don't want any injuries to be as a result of this, even if it means keeping boat owners away. They'd rather have everybody safe on higher ground than risk it by being down at water level. So they're keeping people away. The fire department is here. The Coast Guard is here, and they are keeping people away. They are just there's nothing anybody can do right now. Just let this play out. Let nature take its course, and that's what's happening.
And Len, do you have some idea of how many boats have been damaged out there? We saw at least 2 or 3. I guess they were completely...
I'd say there's dozens.
Yeah.
There's dozens, if not scores of boats out here that are going to be damaged. Some of them look totally fine. As I was walking in from the upper harbor down towards the lower harbor, I noticed many boats appear to be just fine. But some of them, you can see, have been, the moorings have been totally thrashed. And so you have, I'm looking at maybe half a dozen to a dozen boats just within eyesight here. They're all, in various stages of damage right now, and they're just waiting for that next surge to come in. It'll lift them up, and then it'll take them back out, and that's when the crashing starts.
And Len, you said, did you actually talk to some of the boat owners that were sobbing, were just devastated?
Yeah, we were... particularly, some of the owners that I talked to, where they couldn't bear to watch it. They covered their eyes, and making matters worse, you have that gut-wrenching sound of wood and steel kind of being gnashed as they hit up against each other, and as they hit up against the fixed things like the bridge abutments here. So there's that awful sound that goes with it. It's a creaking sound, and it's hard to hear.
Yeah, it's almost like you're in an accident, and you know you're going to hit the car in front of you, and you have that 2 or 3 second cushion where you're like, what am I going to do? And bada bing, you know.
Yeah. There's nothing they can do except watch and just hold on to each other. We notice people hugging, people just kind of commiserating about this. But at least everyone's safe, so far from this. That's the main thing. The water has not gotten to a point where it's threatening people, where people have to back off. We're probably about 15 feet up from the water level itself, where everyone is standing around. So the water hasn't come that high. But when it comes back with a vengeance. I heard Lawrence talking about the speed of the water, and I think that's very, very true. As it comes through this channel, it seems to speed up. It's almost like the Venturi effect in a carburetor. When we used to have carburetors, that would speed up the air. This speeds up the water because it is a narrow channel. And I was surprised at the speed that the water, withdrew the last go around. So right now we do have a Coast Guard, a Harbor Patrol craft here, making its way up. It's got a couple of outboard motors, and it's doing a little bit of patrolling, but it may be in a precarious position if this thing decides to pull back again. So we'll keep an eye on that one.
And then are the boats? Are you looking at more commercial boats? You think? Are these fishing boats? Or are these pleasure?
No, these are pleasure.